It's another beautiful desert night in Phoenix, Arizona, and the roof is open here at Chase Field for Game 1 of the National League Championship Series, featuring the Arizona Diamondbacks with the National League's best record and the red-hot Colorado Rockies tonight. For the Diamondbacks, 34 starts this year, 18-10 was his overall mark with a 3.01 earned run average. And fellas,
yeah, I personally think that because Tavares has had success against Brandon Webb, that was...
Little chopper hit toward third. First chance for Reynolds, and he throws a strike. 2 pitches, 1 man out here in the top of our first inning.
That hard sinker for ground balls. Occasionally those ground balls are going to find holes.
Strike 3 right down the middle. So Webb takes care of the first 2.
Day of the season. He's going to be one of those guys with a chance to win.
Inning over. Brandon Webb sets the tone in the first. 3 up, 3 down. There's a look at Jeff Francis. 17-9 was he this year. That's a team record. Most wins by a left-handed starter in Colorado history. In fact,
that ball hit him in the foot, and if he'd have sold it more, he might have been able to walk down to first base.
1-2 pitch, belted deep left field. Holiday has room. Broken bat ground ball under Todd Helton.
No doubt that'll be an infield hit. If Todd Helton doesn't catch it, it's a hit.
And that ball inside the line, fair. Drew around second, on his way to third. Holiday has to dig it out. They're going to wave him. Relay throw is not going to be made.
Todd Helton thought was going to bounce up, and instead it stayed down, and they've cashed it in.
Popped up right side, and that'll be playable for Todd Helton. 2 are out.
Really settled in down there at third base after the injury to Chad Tracy.
Francis pops him up. Out goes Tulowitzki in shallow center field, calls everybody off, and makes the catch. Eric Burns with an RBI double gives the Diamondbacks a 1-0 lead as we head to inning number 2.
Breaking balls were a very iffy proposition if he could get him near the strike zone, and he didn't have a changeup. Now he can spot that sinker on both sides.
Look at Helton just flip the bat at the baseball, and he singles to start the second inning.
That right there is
2 balls, 1 strike. Ground ball through the whole base hit. 2 are on with nobody out.
Bob just said, they're getting a pitch to hit. They're taking a swing at it.
And the bases are loaded with nobody out. So Helton's at third. Atkins moves up to second. Brad Hopp's at first. And here comes Troy Tulowitzki to be the everyday shortstop for this Colorado club. Double play ball. Drew to Augie Ojeda for 1. On to first 2. A run is in. And Webb got exactly what he wanted. A ground ball double play. A 22-pitch inning for Webb, but a filthy pitch retires the side, but not before the Rockies tie it up in the second inning.
And a real good straight changeup.
And a swinging strikeout. First of the night for Francis. 1 man is down here in our second inning of a tie game as we join our 4th colleague tonight.
Right now he's kind of going through those growing pains. Only hit 220.
Broken bat, bouncing ball right side. Sui takes care of Upton, and 2 men are out. The manager of the Colorado Rockies is Clint Hurdle. Augie Ojeda, the hitter for the Diamondbacks, filling in for Orlando Hudson. And Ojeda breaks his bat, shoots a flare into shallow right center, and that's going to drop. 3rd Arizona hit, and at the very least, it clears the pitcher here in the second inning.
They used to not be able to hold runners on at first.
There's a fastball right down the middle, and the second inning in the books. We're tied 1-1. Congratulations. What a wonderful way to start this series for all of us and for you, Tony. Ground ball is short. Who takes care of Jeff Francis. And I'm not sure if the Rockies are going to send.
Hey, you know, we appreciate the fact that he got that hit in that situation, because, you know, we'd have been eliminated.
Taveras with a looper into left center field for a hit. He's going to take a big turnaround first and put on the brakes. Look at Burns hustle over and make a perfect throw as we check in again with Craig. September 8th was the last time he played. Clint Hurdle said no limitations, and there he goes. The pitch low, ball dropped, and Taveras in at second with a stolen base and only one out.
That's what speed will do. It'll force defenders to rush. Find yourself catching the ball all over the catcher's mitt instead of in the pocket.
Little flare. That's going to drop for a hit. Taveras around third. Burns will not have a play. It's 2-1 Colorado.
Pretty good pitch here by Brandon Webb, and he's been unbelievable with runners in scoring position here in the postseason.
Ground ball by Holiday, slowly hit down the third base line. That ball hugging the line, hits the bag. It's a fair ball, and that's an infield hit.
Late, but very little margin for error.
Line drive, left center field. Young on the run. Good running catch. Boy, he covers a lot of ground out there. Elton's retired, 2 down.
Way to go about winning ball games, but you've been there, done that, and you feel like you can always find a way to score another run.
That one gets away from Snyder. He might have been crossed up. Runners move up 90 feet. They're at second and third now with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Second walk in as many innings. And Brad Haupt, the hitter. Again, it's Haupt that's done the bulk of the damage against Arizona pitching this year, and to Webb in particular. So high percentage, high contact damage. And there it is. Base hit right field. That's going to score Matsui. Holiday around third. He's going to try. Throw cut off. And the Rockies have broken out. A 2-run single by Brad Haupt, who comes through with the bases loaded. It's 4-1 Colorado. Ground ball toward third. Nice play at third. Long toss across in time. Reynolds might have saved a run. Rockies get 3 in the third. It's 4-1.
Give Francis a 3-run lead. Gives him a little bit of freedom here to do some things a little different if he chooses.
Line drive to left. Holiday, a sliding catch. And the speed with which this transformation is taking place here is amazing. Hard hit ball to help. He'll vacuum that up. 2 men are out. A man that's no longer with this organization.
He made a pledge to the fans here in Arizona. He was going to bring a winner within 5 years.
Burns smacks that one to right. But that's playable for Haupt, and Francis has a very easy third inning. He leads it 4-1 in game 1. Ground ball hit toward third slowly. Reynolds has the catcher running and makes a good play. 1 man down. Time to talk brought to you by Charles Schwab. Joining us now is Diamondbacks manager. Does Colorado just have Webb's number? They're 3-1 against him this season. Ground ball, right side. Augie Ojeda dives. Gloves, grabs, guns. Good scoop. What a play, Augie Ojeda. Bouncing ball toward Augie Ojeda. He'll set his feet. And Webb has a 1-2-3 top half of the 4th inning. Diamondbacks bats need to get busy. They're down 4-1. Little tapper over the mound. Matsui charges and makes a good play. 1 man down. Again, time to talk brought to you by Charles Schwab. Let's check in with Rockies manager Clint Hurdle.
He makes people swing the bat, and ground ball through the left side, and through the right side with Drew, and then one down the line. Since then, he's going to get in a rhythm. He's going to make him swing the bat. He's going to try and change speeds and stay off the barrel.
One of the most intimidating pitchers in baseball history, Randy Johnson, with 284 lifetime wins and 4,616 strikeouts. A 5-4-3 double play. Niftily turned around the horn by Colorado. Nothing happening for the Diamondbacks in the fourth. They're down 4-1.
Go strike one. Here he is again, 2-0 on Matsui.
But he pops up. Drifting back is Drew. And he will make the catch. One man down.
That last ground ball that they turned a double play on. And you see knees knocking together right there. That could not feel great.
Good play, Connor Jackson. Webb covers the bag. Holiday robbed of a hit by Connor Jackson at first. Two are out.
Here he's battled him to 3-2, not giving in.
Off his thumbs. Jackson to his right. Webb to first. 3 up, 3 down. Halfway through game one. 4-1. Colorado leads it.
Evidently Arizona did. He's gonna struggle a little bit, but they think he's ready, so he playing with some good guys like Burns. And
play close games. One run either way. If they're forced to come back from too much of a deficit. They did hit 171 on the season as far as home runs.
Look at that arm from Tulowitzki. A cannon takes care of Ojeda. 2 men out. Wow.
Boy, if you give another team 4 or 5 outs in an inning, they're going to make you pay.
Hey, Brandon Webb with a shot to right. They think about a throw to first. But Webb is aboard with 2 men out. And that'll bring up Chris Young, who's 0 for 2. Don't forget, tomorrow night, and Drew is coming up with 2 on. Good patience by Young. 2 are on, 2 out. The Rockies have very strong arms all the way around in the outfield. You have a pitcher running at second. 3-2. Struck him out, and the inning is over. Jeff Francis threw 5 with a 4-1 lead in game 1 in the desert.
Out there on the bases as opposed to sitting in the dugout, toweling off, getting a cool drink.
But no trouble with Garrett Atkins. A pop up into shallow right center. Upton's going to make the catch. And 8 in a row now retired by Brandon Webb. Our detail of the game brought to you by. And there's a shot to center. Young can't make the play. Plays it on a short hop, if you'll pardon the pun. 2 on, or 2 hits, I should say, for Brad. And he's aboard in the 6th inning.
Third baseman Garrett Atkins said, playing with him made all of us better players. That's pretty high praise for a rookie.
Webb strikes him out. Tulowitzki's 0 for 3. And here's tonight's Sonic Trivia question. Who's the only player in many world titles as Arizona, but the role that they're on, it's certainly possible. As a pickoff play takes care of Hoff. So Brad Hoff retired in the 6th inning. We go to the bottom half. We'll see if that sparks the Diamondbacks in game 1. Chopper hit left side. Tulowitzki off balance throw. Bad throw. Burns legs it out. Hit that bag awkwardly. Let's see if he's all right. Infield hit.
Even with the bag.
Ground ball up the middle. Tulowitzki scoops. Good turn, Matsui. Boy, did he get rid of that ball in a hurry. Wow. Another double play induced by Francis. 2 out.
There it is. Pitcher's best friend is a tailor-made ground ball.
And another one. Tulowitzki set. Throws wide of the bag, but help saves it. Nothing happening in the 6th inning. Colorado in command. Maybe the MVP of this Arizona pitching staff because of his ability to work.
As Bob was talking about beating your number 1. Should be a huge lift for them.
And Cruz walks the first man he faces here in our 7th inning. Inauspicious start for the Diamondbacks as we check back in with our Sonic Trivia question.
Yelled from the third base dugout.
That one way wide, and Snyder, no chance to stop that. That's a wild pitch. And that's exactly where Francis bunts it. Good execution. Runner to third, now one out.
But he's getting real close.
Slider, and that was filthy. 2 outs, runner at third. Tonight, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. That was again in the third inning. Ground ball to first. Smothered for a moment. Gets away. Ojeda's underhanded shovel, not in time, and a run is in. A rocket off the chest of Connor Jackson. Walk comes back to score. It's 5-1 now. Rockies lead. Runner trying to steal, and he's in safely. And Matsui got a great jump. And Clint Hurdle in Colorado might be going for the jugular here in the 7th. Stan Musial, Joe Torre, his teammate Todd Helton, since 1948 among the last guys that led in average in RBIs. Another one gets away from Snyder, and Holiday walks. As you look at the lefty Doug Slayton, 61 appearances, a very good amount of work, and a good record, good ERA. During that 17 of 18 run in regular season play, they wore him in their first round matchup. They're wearing him tonight and winning tonight. As Helton pops up, foul ground, and that will retire the side. A leadoff walk leads to a 5th Colorado run as we stretch at Chase Field in Phoenix. Great baseball. However, sooner or later, the pixie dust is going to run out. As that ball inside the bag, fair down the left field line for Snyder. He's on his way to second, and he'll stand there with a leadoff double. In the law of averages, at some point,
Look at it like we need to do the things that we do. And they've done that tonight. They've put pressure.
no doubt that Upton got hit by that pitch. That Francis delivery really biting in and on Justin Upton. And all of a sudden, he's got 2 on with nobody out in a 5-1 game. Chopper to third. Second base one. Good hard takeout slide. Are they going to call it a double play? Yeah, they are. They're going to take it away. Upton went in hard. Bob Melvin thought he had the bag. The question is, did he?
The runner has to be able to reach that bag at second with some part of his body, whether it be a hand or a foot. One time Upton actually made contact with the base, but when he came up with the arm after hitting the bag, I think that's where the interference is called right here on Upton. So far so good right there, but then you see him throw that right arm up there into the knee of Matsui, fairly close to some of the Rocky defenders, and Clint Hurdle's looks like he's on the verge of pulling his team off the field.
Yeah, he is. And
that's the only thing he can do right here.
Frankly, this is embarrassing for the fans in Arizona. They're usually very classy fans, not being so now. Again, Bob said, protest all you want, but when you endanger the players by throwing stuff on the field, no excuse for that. And I think Clint Hurdle did the right thing. Cirillo lays down a bunt, and it's a beauty. First and third with 2 outs. Here's a surprise party. Bases are loaded. .6'4", 225, born here in Phoenix, lives in Spokane, Washington. He's a former Kansas City Royal. First pitch swinging, fly ball, right field, but it's playable. Brad Hopp has plenty of room, and the Diamondbacks leave him loaded here in the 7th. We go to the 8th, 5-1 Colorado. Another good night for Atkins. He's singled, he's walked, and now he's flied to right twice. Don't forget, tomorrow night, it's Game 2 of our National League Championship Series.
Unanswered runs.
Over the outside corner. Pop knew it. Nippert looks very, very impressive. 2 out. Now Tulowitzki, the hitter. He's 0 for 3. And he yanks that ball down the third base line. That's off Reynolds' glove. It'll trickle into shallow left. And Tulowitzki aboard with 2 outs. So we'll see how they score that. It'll be a hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the 8th inning. And the 8th inning comes to a close. It's gotten late in the desert. Diamondbacks are down 5-1. June 22nd through July 1st, Fuentes went 0-4 with 4 blown saves.
Righty's not much better, 207, but the right-handers have hit 6 home runs against Fuentes. No homers by left-handed hitters.
Strike 3 over the inside corner. Delayed call. Burns takes a left turn, and 1 is out. That'll make this crowd unhappy again. They were unhappy in the 7th inning after an interference call erased a Diamondback threat.
On the road in Philly, it took 2, and now they're trying to start out here in Arizona and win this first. So
bouncing ball back through the box. Connor Jackson, a 1 for 4 night. He's aboard in this 8th inning. 5-1 Rockies lead. Showcase for young players here in the Valley of the Sun. Now he's starring at third base. Fly ball deep center, but playable for Willie Taveras.
well, he's rushing it up there, and that velocity keeps you honest.
Swing and a miss. And Fuentes blows right through the 8th inning. Colorado's in command of Game 1. 5-1 as we head to the 9th.
You talk about his finish to the season. He was lights out early, but in the month of August, he had an ERA of 7.30 in 12 games and ERA in 13 games.
Sullivan takes a slider across the shoe tops for a called third. Good start for Pena. 1 man down. Don't forget, after our ball game, we'll have Inside MLB.
Scoring a run and putting some pressure on the Diamondbacks.
Right down the middle, another called third. Again, these are not your father's Colorado Rockies.
You're still going to win games. Even if you do have a game where you give up a lot of earned runs, you still have a chance to win.
Pena looked very impressive in striking out the side, and it's last chance time for the Diamondbacks.
See the numbers for Manny Corpus on the season. In 6 innings pitched here at Chase Field, he has yet to give up a run this year.
That is dominance. And he's behind Salazar, 2-0. Swing and a towering fly ball to right. Did he get enough? Back goes Hop at the fence. He has just enough room. 1 man down in the 9th inning. If you're just joining us, he started a double play. Justin Upton trying to break up that double play. Interfered, and a double play was ruled. And there is your second out in the 9th inning. In their first round series, his pitches move all over the place. Fly ball, well hit left field. Holiday drifts back, that ball's off the fence. Montero on his way to second. Here comes the throw. Close play. He overslides the bag, and that's how the ball game's going to end. Montero doubles off the fence, but overslides the second base bag, and Matt Holliday throws him out, and the Colorado Rockies win Game 1